Bam. And I have immediately tabbed over to the wrong one. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Look, this is gonna be fine. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this stream and to our lovely campaign. This is our 13th episode, which means this is, of course, where all of my players die.
Hi.
Um,
No. No. No.
no. Well, since you've spoken,
Ha
you
ha
obviously
ha.
want to introduce yourself first. Who are you, and what are you playing?
I just shoved a chip into my mouth.
I'm
Give me
so
like 5
sorry.
seconds.
Someone else can
Okay.
go as well
Yes.
if somebody else would rather go.
Well, I am Rose, and I play Cam. We're currently in my home plane, and also I could read a book last time, and that was weird. I think I was
Crazy.
tripping on something. I'm still not quite convinced it was the book itself.
And Cam, you see that we're in your home plane right now. What plane is that?
Well, of course, it's no other plane than the Fey Wild, also known as if it happens in the Fey Wild, it stays in the Fey Wild.
Ye howdy. Thank you very much, Rose. May, who are you and what are you playing?
Hi. Hello, everyone. I am May. I play my lovely half-orc Fig, who is a cleric of unknown deity because he's in a library. He really should have looked some stuff up, but I digress. He's having a wonderful time in the library, but an awful time in the Feywild because he wants to thank everyone, and he's already got some strikes on his record, and he can't have any more.
This is true, this is true. And finally, last but not least, Sunny K, who are you and what are you playing?
Hello, my name is Sunny K, and I am playing as Yuka, a half-elf druid who is the Witch of the Woods, the steward of the Lord Bestial and the Lady Verdant.
Yes. Yes,
She's
you
also
are.
read a book.
Wow, reading in a library? All of you were such good students.
Well, she
Where?
kind of fell asleep while reading it, so I think she's a step below Cam now.
Well, Cam just hallucinated an entire story of a person who's not yet alive.
This is true.
Oh wait, they are alive. Never mind.
They are alive, they're just very young right now.
Yuka
Yes,
astral projected. More on that later.
More on that later, indeed. So, with all of that said and done, I am going to have one announcement actually before we jump into the game, which is you guys might notice that we have new little character portraits now. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Randozart, who is in our chat fairly often for drawing these lovely little busts of all of the characters. There's also a Throgan that you will see if Feather does join us today or in the future.
They are absolutely gorgeous. Could not be more pleased to see all of our little guys. Absolutely incredible work. Thank you so much. I love our illustrator friends. Very grateful for your work.
With all of that said,
So very good.
Let us jump right on into the game where we left everyone. Cam and Fig, you were both together. Yuka, you were separate from those two, and Throgan was also separate from all three of you as well. Yuka, you come to, and you begin to feel like blood returning to your fingertips. You're sort of blinking away, not quite sleep, but definitely trance from your eyes and from your head, as you're basically coming back to your body after what you just experienced. Cam and Fig, you two having just finished the diary that you had pulled off the shelf, what would you two like to do?
Cam's gonna whine about being bored, even though they're very weirded out by having read a book. I would just want to remind Fig that we're at 3 out of the 5 boredoms before I drag you out of this fucking library.
Okay, so we should let's try to make sure nobody else got lost here. Do you remember which aisle uh Lady Yuka went down, or where Throgan went? We should
Hogan
let's
went
go
down
find
some
them.
stairs, I think.
Okay, then let's go see if we can find Yuka then.
You guys going to stand up and try and flag down one of the owl attendants or one of the other library employees.
So, Cam and Fig, as you guys are looking around, you remember that Yuka split off just a couple of rows before you guys did, and you are able to fairly easily make your way back. As you're walking along, Yuka, where you are standing, you see again one of these very, very large creatures, easily towering like 5 times above you in height. Very slender, very long necks. They look like an owl, more so in feeling than in anything else. They're feather covered. They have that sort of short beak on their nose. But they're also very tall. They're bipedal. You don't see any wings per se. Rather, it looks like their like their frontal arms are their wings. And
I think she might be more likely to clock like owl bear as opposed to owl.
well, as you flag one of them down, you watch as its very long, almost like prehensile neck sort of just curls around and snakes down towards you, and you're met with these big saucer-like eyes.
She's going to greet it like she's been taught to greet owls.
How is that?
I am requesting information related to library practice.
Yes.
Are patrons of the library permitted to check out books and take them with us on the condition that they are kept safe and returned?
Do you have a library card?
How might one go about procuring a library card?
We have a library.
Oh, did we already get one? Like a group card?
Yeah, we got the group card.
I see.
You got a group one.
It is a group card.
May I see it?
Thank you. I did not remember. It is a group card.
May I see it?
Who
Would
got
Yuka
the card?
I do
Would
believe
Yuka say it's
Fig
in
got
her
the card.
Would Yuka say it's
What?
in her other pants? Or would Sunny K say it's in her other pants?
No, here's the thing. It's Yuka's information that got us the card. And Cam's not
Yeah,
at
so
all
I think-
interested in the card, so I assume either Fig or Yuka accepted the card.
I'm
Okay.
thinking because it was Yuka who turned in the information to receive it, I feel like it would have been handed to you.
Okay. Well, she'll.
I do know actually that because Fig, you said thank you when the card was handed to you, that you
Goes
are the
I.
one currently holding the card.
Ah.
No.
My compatriot is in possession of the card at this time. Does it need to be seen in order for the book to be checked out?
The owl in front of you sort of tilts its head in that way that a bunch of animals do. Without
She
a
tilts her
card-
head back in the opposite direction.
in the opposite direction. Wonderful violence. Without a card, books may not be removed from their section. You may wait for your friends, or you may return the book to retrieve them.
Then I shall wait here. I appreciate your candor.
Dearest Yuka, in future, can you speak up just a little tiny bit? I am having trouble hearing you.
Ah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
And
Fig
then-
and Cam,
okay,
you
there
are
you go.
able to pretty quickly round the corner and you see Yuka staring up at this creature. Fig, Cam, this is the first time you have seen one of these creatures so close to you. You had seen the front desk attendant before, but even then she was only about 2.5 figs tall. This creature is massive. This creature is easily towering over the bookshelves themselves. Now you understand why these buildings seem to have been built in such a grand scale.
Hello.
Hello?
May I speak to my friend here? Hello. Yuka, did you get your information you wanted? We got
Not,
a piece of ours.
not only did I find the information that I believe is pertinent to our cause, I believe there may be further information that can be garnered from this book. However, I will need usage of the library card to check it out. I
Oh,
think
right.
it is a fascinating read, and you should take a look at it given
Yeah.
your academic proficiency.
I am trying to remember which pocket I put it in.
Fig is checking every single pocket.
She goes from having just complimented him and also having seen what she just like saw vision wise and is like, Yep, that's the Fig I remember.
And then, let's see, where would have, I'm doing character development, where would have Fig put his library card? It probably would have been with his other credentials, aka like the University of Shakar, like ID. So, next to that
Does he-
one.
Shar? Do you mean Hawkshar?
Sorry, Akshar.
Did you just create a new city for us to go to?
No, didn't.
No, it's what the students call it.
Ah,
He-
of course.
Fig strikes me as the kind of person to have one of those like big long accordion wallets that has like individual folders for cards inside, and each of them has like a little like plastic shield, so he doesn't have to take it out ever.
That's fun.
Love
No,
that.
I think it's just like a lanyard, and it's like a brick on a lanyard.
Wonderful. Might I see it? And you see like this again really large hand, long, spindly, scaled, like digits come down, very gingerly between two razor sharp talons, grabs the card still inside of the protective layer. And
Did you
waves.
say last time that one of us is the size of their face? Like their whole face is the size of like one fig?
Yes, that was the one you saw last time, Yuka.
Thank you.
This one is considerably smaller. Waves its hand over the card and then hands it back. Fig, you see that there is a green flicker, almost like the green flames that are decorating the walls and decorating all the sconces of this place. Now in a like geometric and circle pattern, almost like a seal on top of the card.
Yeah.
You may remove the book.
We will do so.
Fix just gets like a from camp. Like a
You're all going to watch as this owl starts to stand back up to its full height. And again, this thing is towering over the bookshelves. As it begins to sort of walk away ever so slowly, you feel the wooden boards underneath your feet begin to shake a little bit with each step. And you watch as it has to physically like bend and like worm its head down in order to fit through the doorway out onto one of the catwalks.
These guys are so fun.
just seems inefficient.
They were stolen, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, we should collect Throgan unless there's anything else we need to look for here. Because what's your boredom level, Rose? 'Cause I'm looking at my watch.
How
Yeah,
much
fine,
time
watch.
has passed?
So, Cam, time in the Fey Wild is a really strange thing because
No, but
depending
on Fig's watch.
No, I know. Time. I'm telling Cam that you know that time in the Fey Wild is a really
Mhm.
strange thing because depending on where you are, time is going to pass faster or slower.
Mm-hmm.
Fig,
Mhm.
your watch would say that about 35 minutes have passed total.
Yeah, we should probably not try to spend more than an hour here, and if we need to do anything else in the Feywild, we should get a move on. So Rose, Cam, sorry, do you remember where Drogon went down?
I think I'm the one paying attention to things. And then I immediately had the direction I know Token went.
Cam, you're just like, yeah, I remember. Of course I remember. It was a badly
On-
constructed balcony.
On the way there, Yuka will share, I have been provided much information by something bigger and all-encompassing than I have ever seen before.
Uh-huh.
All right. I don't know if this is the place to speak of it, but that's good. Orange, we got suppose it's somewhat relevant that because I know we know a little bit more about the situation in Ironcliff right now and who is either sick or could be sick.
Huh.
Think even bigger. Think farther beyond.
Okay, that's, I mean, good for us to know, but
Think beyond just this illness.
Fig's mind went straight to dragons, so and he knows that's not relevant.
And she looks him in the eye, like intuiting that he's thinking like, oh, my thesis, oh, world building, and she's like, even bigger.
Fig's like, what?
And then she turns and she keeps walking toward Throgan.
Cam's gonna go, oh, the material plane turtle.
Close.
Cam's really not listening. Just the bigger was. I'm like, sure.
She's like, that is the closest she's heard yet.
Cam, as you are leading people towards where Throgan disappeared to, you are going to notice that all of the fires that are in this place, and again, this is a gorgeous library built of like old wood. All of it is a wooden construction. The banisters to either side of you, as you're sort of going on these catwalks between the actual rooms of the library, you see open air around you, a night sky absolutely filled with stars in patterns none of you have ever seen before. There is one star up in the sky. As you try and look at it, if you ever put your eyes directly on it, it doesn't exist. But if you keep it in the corner of your vision, it has almost this geometric 8-pronged pattern to it. And the more you look around, the more you also see this same carving on doors being hidden by the hands of the owls. As you are walking around Cam, the green flames that are at sort of busier points, anywhere there's stairs, anywhere you're entering or exiting a room, anywhere a new catwalk branches off an existing one, there are these sconces holding a green flame, and this green flame almost seems to curve its sparks towards Yuka whenever you all walk past. The other two of you do not see this.
Arcana?
You don't see this.
You don't.
Oh, never mind.
So Cam may share it, but you do not see this.
How long? How many times would Cam have seen this happen? Like, would it be any kind of flame, even like 30 feet away, or is it only the flames Yuka walks close-ish by?
It's going to be any flame within 30 foot. So you would be able to see that there are some flames not affected. However, when Yuka approaches, they become affected.
Yuka? Are you willing to do like a small experiment for me? Okay, Fig, look at, and then I point at whatever flame is close, like the biggest close-ish flame.
Yeah.
And I make Yuka walk like from this side through the flame to that side for Fig.
Fig, you would see what's happening.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh. That's
Okay. And then Fig can explain it to Yuka because Cam doesn't know how to explain the flame bends to you. What?
that. I don't think that happened before. You.
I'm also gonna do it, like the same thing Yuka did, but with Fig to show that for me the flame doesn't seem to be bendy.
Correct.
Bendy flame.
Maybe Yuka, do you have an affinity for? I suppose I'm not certain if that's regular fire, but
It's green.
flame of that type.
It's green. It's not regular fire. Are you aware of how colors work? Orange is not
certain
green.
fires can be colored by just regular metal, like in
Can they?
certain processes. Yeah. So like, it could be magical fire. That's correct, but it also could just like be burning something that makes it a different color.
Cam's intrigued by this like whole new avenue for artistic lighting of art.
Arcana.
Arcana checks, please.
Arcana, please.
Maybe
Please.
Yes, you may roll Arcana.
Okay, thank
Cam's-
you.
You may, of course, roll Arcana now that you've seen this.
Thanks.
Man, I'm disappointed. I think you guys have bypassed my combat that I spent so much time making a map for.
No, what is there?
Did you want us to fight the librarians?
Maybe
That's
a
not
little
really
bit.
that's not really our style.
Nick doesn't want to fight librarians.
No,
Cameron,
we were gonna fight the flame,
Cam,
obviously.
are you going to roll me a Arcana or no?
No,
Okay,
No.
that's fine.
it's like book thinking. Cam doesn't care. It's just fascinating that it happens.
Wow, neat.
With
Anyway.
information, you are going to see that the color of the flame is definitely magical. This is no trick of copper turning a flame green. However, you're not going to notice why the flame curves towards Yuka. You will be able to determine that it is new and that this is not something that was happening before you and Yuka split up.
And Fig's just like, plant druid plus flame equals confusion in Fig's mind
Correct.
currently.
Yuka, you are going to gain all of the same information. However,
Mhm.
you are also going to notice, now that you've seen these flames actually curving towards you, they're very specifically curving towards the book you are carrying and not towards you yourself, like your center of mass.
Did she know the origin of the flame? Like, is this the library or is this beyond?
That you don't know.
Okay.
Yuka.
And they have been given blanket permission to take the book out of the library or just out of the section? Just so I am very clear on that.
You have been given permission to remove the book under the agreement that you return it later.
Gotcha. Cool.
Unharmed as well. It is a library card.
Chamomile,
Yeah.
you had a question for me?
Oh, yes, I did. You didn't sell your soul while we were gone, did you?
Yuka, everything flashes flat.
Flashes what?
You guys see like the expression that somebody might make if they get like a sudden onset migraine.
Oh no.
I don't believe my soul is mine to sell.
I'm assuming that's a no, but okay, that's not the flame. It's good.
So everything is it still flat?
Nope. Nope, it was just temporary.
What was flat?
We need to find Throgan.
Yes, where could that stupid bird have gone on to?
As you say those words, you all head down another set of stairs and come to a room that, instead of having bookshelves basically lined up in rows so that it's a very large room but very closed in its walking path, you instead come to a room where all of the bookshelves are lined up on the outside walls. You can barely see the forest around you as you've descended a couple of flights into the actual top of the canopy. And you see, hanging in the middle of this room, there's this large wooden and linen construction, looking, for all intents and purposes, a little bit like a boat, however, with, like, flippers on either side. You see, near a table in the center of the room, there are two birds, both heads bowed over what looks to be a massive sheet of drafting paper. One of them you recognize as Throgan, the other you do not. It is a pigeon Aarakocra with one wing that is very clearly healed incorrectly. Oh, hi, sorry, can I help you all?
Drogan, or compatriots of Drogan, are you done? Because we should probably discuss what we've learned. And I like look concerningly at Yuka.
I mean, I wouldn't really bother him right now. He's a bit in the middle of drafting, but he can pick up and move. And you see like a little, like, really quick nod from Throgan.
Mhm.
It is critical to discuss what we have learned. I feel bad that Feather's not here.
Same.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's okay. We'll just have to clip this part to make sure that they hear it.
Anyways, Orville, by the way. And the Aarakocra holds out a hand.
I am Jeff Melisari. Nice to meet you.
Jeff, pleasure.
You're called Jeff? What the fuck? That's such a fun name. And here I thought you were named after a fruit.
It's a nickname. Cam, like Cam's a nickname, you know.
Don't know what you're talking about.
One
Nice
can
to
have
meet
many
you.
names, chamomile.
Cam's gonna shut up.
Anyway.
Where?
Um,
I'm being bullied in my own home plane.
Gets served a taste of their own medicine, freaks out. Cam is so not the eldest child.
But yeah, either we should leave the library to talk, or I don't suppose there are private rooms here.
I mean, there are, at least as private as you could get. It's more of like a reading nook with a magical silence over it.
One of those. I believe one of those should be ideal.
Though I
Okay.
should perhaps ask, how long have you all been here?
Again, I take out the pocket watch again. Cam, how are you on the boredom scale? Because I've got like around 40 minutes.
I don't know. I'll get annoyed after the next one, and we'll probably leave before the second one.
Okay.
The grouchy child.
Cam is so annoyed at having to be in a library.
Cam has been
Libraries are
bored
boring.
4 times. You have one left.
Goodness.
Yeah, I'm thinking around 40 minutes.
Let us then keep this brief. For Yuka remembers like all the times that we try to explain this to other people and they start freaking out. Or just like things about the cables, things about the tragedium, like, you know, and people just like brain melting.
Yeah.
So, do you know where these private rooms are?
There's one just over this way if you want to use it. And Orville
Oh,
starts to sort of walk off towards a catwalk over on one side of the room.
Throgan, I must borrow you. And when we are done discussing, you can come right back here to work with Orville. Come along, please.
Throgan follows you all. Orville leads you down one of these catwalks, and again, as soon as you step out onto this catwalk, there's just pine trees right next to you. For some reason, Yuka, you would notice that their bows never cross into the library itself.
Ooh.
If you were to stick your hand over the balcony, immediately you would be met with almost an impenetrable wall of them. However, none of them are going into the library itself.
Interesting.
You end up walking out to a room, and this room is, again, square, much like all of the others. This one is outfitted with tons of old upholstered furniture in these earth tones, these browns, that match almost perfectly, palette-wise, into the rest of the wood that is used to construct this building. There is a square table in the center of a bunch of these chairs, where the top is carved in again with a imagery of these owl creatures, basically around the edge of the table, all gazing towards the center of the table, where one of these 8-pointed stars are carved in a lighter wood. Yeah, so I'll leave you all here. The door on the way out, it'll close, and then you'll be under silence until somebody else comes in. I don't know if the librarians can also hear into these rooms. I've never tried to find out.
That was
It's
good
fine.
information.
This is
Fig
information they
does-
surely already have access to.
Fig does look around for a sign-up sheet, though.
There is one. It is hanging on the door. There is also a pencil, hanging next to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put down for hopefully.
She's gonna
just
grab
15
your
minutes.
she's gonna grab your wrist and be look at the fine print.
It says, please do not take the room for longer than 2 hours.
I'll write down 15 minutes, but I might just write down 4 compatriots.
That's fair, yeah. And what name do you put on the sheet, Fig?
4 compatriots.
4 compatriots, okay, understand. Wonderful. Yeah, you are in this room.
New party name unlocked.
4 compatriots.
4 compatriots.
Fig, as soon as you have written that on the sheet, you see that 4 steaming cups of beverage have appeared on the table. You notice that they are all your favorite beverages.
I nudge the cup further to the center of the table away from me.
Smooth river water with just a little bit of wolf blood.
Fig, Yuka, the cup is so warm and so nice against the chill in your joints.
Ew. Don't drink it. She can just smell it.
But I guess Lady Yuka, you said you might have very, very pertinent information.
I do. Please sit.
Certainly.
I sought to know more about the tragedian and the origin of this illness, that we might understand it better if we knew where it came from and if it has been seen before. And I did find that. There is a playwright, anonymous, who is either yet to be born or has already lived and died in another world where this has happened as well. I was greeted by a being all-encompassing, so big and vast and whole that the most appropriate thing I could think to call her was all. And what I was told is that we are puppets. What I saw is that we are not in control. We are physical and malleable in a way we four are physical and malleable in a way that everyone and everything around us, save for very specific exceptions, are props and set pieces. Our actions are controlled, and they seem to have greater weight than those of the people around us.
So I am the main character.
In a matter of speaking.
I'll
do-
tell that to fucking cousin who can be a bird. I'm way more important.
I asked how we can speak to those who control us, who pull our strings. And I was told we already know how. We already have the tools. So I suppose it is a matter of realizing what they are and how to use them. But there is a way to address what is happening, and it will take the acknowledgement that we are not in control and other such action to handle it. I can't promise that it will be resolved, but this is information that changes everything, does it not?
I mean,
I'll just know I'll win any family argument.
I suppose it depends on your point of view on whether destiny is set in stone or something you can change.
It appears our destiny is more impactful than that of some of the people around us. I do not know how far it extends. I do not know if there are more like us. But from what I learned from this book, there is action we can take. And it seems as though the gods themselves would prefer it if we took it. For there is a way to end things, if it were wished so, and that is to end the world.
I'm sorry.
But as
And in the world? That was...
As I said to the spirit, I rather enjoy this world. And if it is the option to not, I'd rather not lose it. DM checking in. Am I missing any crucial information?
The only thing during that conversation that I was not 100% on was that the only way to solve it is by ending the world.
No, like, that's a way to end it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yes. There are certain actions we must take. But I am unclear as to what specifically they are at this time.
Okay. May I see the book?
Yeah! May, come to the door.
Quick, do the handoff. It's to your up.
Oh.
Fig, it's to your down.
I don't have a prop. Here's a prop.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
This is my favorite bit. This is my favorite recurring bit.
You are currently reading my cookbook.
Fig, in your hands, you hold a book bound in black. The edges of the pages are gilded, and they shimmer so tantalizingly in your grasp. There is no title, nor dedication, nor author on the cover. Though, if you are to open to the dedications page, you see a simple text, a simple script that reads, "To those who need it most." Do you open further?
I would like to check my knowledge of said book versus just like if I know, I don't know, what type of book it is, what like the paper's made out of, where
Yeah.
do I think it's
You can give me an
made
intelligence check with
from.
your proficiency modifier.
Mhm. Mm,
I would like to note that Cam is not at all interested in this book and is just like playing with a bit of like clay that they've got.
Understandable.
mhm.
They're not quite learning to juggle yet, but it's getting close.
Cam, I do believe that is your 5th boredom, however.
No, that's my fourth
No.
one.
Oh, that's your 4th boredom. Okay.
They're being
I'm-
occupied. That's what they're doing.
Fig, with a 10, you are
Mhm.
not going to be able to get too much out of this book. You can tell that it is bound in some sort of leather-like material, though you're not able to determine where the source of the leather is. You're able to tell that whatever paper is in this book, just from running your hands over the dedication page, it is high-quality parchment. But you don't necessarily know if it has
Parchment, not paper. Sorry, parchment, not paper.
It is paper. I will tell you that it is paper.
Okay.
You don't know if it has any sort of religious value. You don't know if it has any sort of wealth value. It is paper. I will tell you that it is paper.
Mm-hmm.
You from the script, it's a fairly standard dedications page script. There's nothing overly fancy about it, but it's also not like mass printed from what you can tell. The information that you do get is for a book of what is very clearly this importance, just based on the gilded pages, the nice leather, the nice paper. It's very bizarre for it to be unattributed.
Yeah, I'm like, there isn't even like a printing, like embossed thing on this.
You are aware, Fig, the paper
Mhm.
is black.
And that's have I seen this? I don't. That would take a whole lot of dye. Um. Anyway. Um. Yeah, this is very interesting. Did you read this knowledge, Lady Yuka, or was it? Because in our okay, I'm trying to remember. DM, did Cam and Fig have the vision of the nurse, or was it like actually like red?
For you two, it was actually red. It was a red
Yeah.
book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, did you read the knowledge from this book? Because it doesn't look very specific.
The knowledge was imparted to me by the book.
Mm-hmm.
And that spirit what used it as a conduit.
Okay. So, yeah. Now, like, you are a magical artifact, and I'm will not be opening it willy nilly. Because let's see, I probably have a pamphlet for what to do for unidentified magical artifacts.
But what if he did, though? But what if he did?
Fig, your sensor starts smoking.
Mm-hmm.
It is drifting towards the table where you have set the book down.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely did not like that. Okay, um, that's an interesting thing. Oh, you know what I can do? I can do identify.
You can. Remind me what identified as, Fig.
Yeah, I need to remind myself what identify does. Um,
How do spells work again?
spells, spells. Right, we have those. Um,
We
It
are an all
is
spellcaster
choose.
party. I sure hope we have spells.
Yeah. Choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting. If it is a magic or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the that left one last thing. If the spell item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay, so what we're going to do, May, is I'm going to start going through that list, and if I forget anything on that list, remind me of it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does the list show up when you plug it into the Foundry?
It should.
Yeah, there. Yeah, it
let's go.
does.
Alright, let's go. Identify. What we are going to do is, you learn that this is a magical item. This is, as you touch this item, Fig, you feel a thrum going through it that is so incredibly strong, it almost feels like a static shock against your hand. It genuinely takes you by surprise for the first moment of you casting this spell, and almost as if on reflex, you try and pull your hand away before remembering, no, I have to touch this thing for the spell to work.
Yep.
As you take a look at it, you realize that you are not able to identify what school of magic affects this item. Because as you try and parse it through, and as you try and figure out, is it illusory? Is it illusory magic? Is it enchantment magic? You're not able to pull those separate little strings out. Because as soon as you start to say, oh yeah, there's an illusory effect, you also notice that there's a conjugation effect tied to conjugation.
Conjuration.
Thank you. That's a language word. A conjuration effect tied to it. And you're able to sort of parse through and realize whatever this book is, it's containing maybe even all types of magic within it. You learn that this is not an item that works off of charges. Whatever this item is, it appears to be more based off of, again, are you one who needs it most? If you are, it will open for you. You do not need to attune to it. If you are not, you likely won't receive anything from this item. You do get the distinct sense that this artifact can be hidden. Unless somebody knows about it, they might not, their eyes might glance over it, and they may not be able to actually notice somebody holding it or notice somebody having it. Let me just check the list really quickly, see what else there is. You notice that there are no spells currently affecting the item. And that this item also was not created by a spell. That is not to say that this item did not have magic imbued in it. However, it was not created by a spell.
Yeah. So it's like, I know it's not like something that's just presenting itself as a book, but it is.
It is a book. It is an actual book.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you are going to discover, Fig, is that the like magic fingerprint this thing has feels very, very similar to the 3 eyes that you saw hanging in the sky back before you began adventuring.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
The incense smell around you all is getting heavy.
Yeah, and it's like, Fig's now like, I really should have taken more time to learn about this.
Big. If I know one thing about gods, when they want something and they are not given it, eventually they will take it.
Yeah, that is in my experience that is correct. Yes.
If you want to keep favor, I would recommend giving it what it wants or coming up with a compromise. You do not even know its name.
There wasn't.
This would
like,
give you an opportunity to learn more.
It's probably a good idea. It's just that like it sort of just all happened. There wasn't like a guidebook. There wasn't like anything like step by step. That was like a sign up. There was. It's all. It's all like the intuitive stuff, which is
Cool.
not my area of expertise. Um, I just want to remind everyone I have so many pamphlets in my bag.
Just accordion folder after accordion folder of information.
Or certain scenarios, and this doesn't fall under any of my guidelines. Which is I probably need some information the most, I suppose. And then, what time are we at? The thing is, I don't really want to do to other players a vision quest while we're in the Fey Wild. So that is my current concern with doing this.
We can bring the
here.
book with us. We just have to keep it nice.
Yep. So Fig's like, I don't. It's sort of private, but also, what time are we at? We should.
You're at 55
I'd like to.
minutes.
You just see
Oh,
Cam
Yep.
like sculpting like a cat of a little knob
Yeah,
of
we-
clay. And it's quite a good cat, so they've been at it for a while.
No, I've got a question. If this is a
Mhm.
role that we can do either as a group or like individual, do we get the sense that if we take the book with us, things will come after us looking for it, or we will draw attention to ourselves, not from the library because we've already been given permission to use it from the library, but like other things, like other spirits, other spookums, other guys.
I mean,
You could go about this a couple of different ways. I would allow you to roll Arcana or Perception. You will receive different answers from different roles. You are only allowed to do one as a player.
like, with the identify, it was that like, unless you are like part of like whatever requirements to open the book, then you wouldn't see it. So there's
The way that it
that would help,
felt
but
to you-
obviously other people's requirements could probably open it.
the way that it felt to you, Fig, was basically if you do not fall under the, dedication of to those who need it most, it is going to be treated a lot the same as something that you pass your eyes over. A salary man on a busy train, a piece of trash on the sidewalk. It's going to be there, and you would be able to look at it if you thought about it, but automatically people's eyes are going to sort of pass over it.
So
15 Arcana.
With a 15 Arcana, Yuka, you know.
What's the other one we could roll?
Perception.
Perception.
Oh, yeah.
Yuka, with the 15 Arcana, you are going to know that this is an incredibly powerful magical item. Incredibly powerful magical item. And you, especially as a steward of the woods, would know, oh, excuse me, I gotta open it.
It's almost the DM's bedtime.
It's almost the DM's bedtime.
Now
you-
he's the salary man on the train.
Oh, I am so the salary man on the train. Yuka, you would know that this is a very, very, very powerful magical item. Incredibly powerful magical item. And with that, what is it going to end up happening is if there's anything that eats magic items, if there's anything that is looking for magic items, if there's anyone that is even remotely arcane capable, they are going to twig onto this thing almost immediately. They might not see it, they might not know where it is, but they are going to know that it exists, and they are going to know that it is in this general area. You don't know about any current world events or any current things out there in the world, but you do know that this is going to be a shining beacon to things that are arcane focused.
Okay. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna love this shit. He's
Yeah,
gonna love
that-
this shit.
that that came to my mind as well, Sunny. Yeah, that.
We could roll
Okay.
perception, so I would like to roll perception.
Absolutely going ahead.
20 total.
20 total. Let's go. With a 20
Maybe.
total, Cam, it's a book. It's a
Yeah.
black leather book.
Mhm.
Who cares? It doesn't have a title. It doesn't have an author. Like, yeah, okay, the pages are gilded, but if you leave it in a bag or if you wrap it up, nobody's gonna know. Like, it's a book. That said, you also get the distinct feeling that with everything that is going on, this book being ever so slightly out of place is going to mean that if somebody's looking for it, they will be able to know that this is what they are looking for. If somebody just sees it but has no idea that they're looking for something, they're not necessarily going to know that this is an artifact or this is a thing that is special or anything like that. But you do get the distinct sense that if somebody is looking for something along those lines, whether it's something to help them, to harm other people, even just something that's a bit weird and out of the ordinary, the moment they lay eyes on this book, you have the distinct sense that they're going to know, hey, I should look at that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a book.
Okay.
It's a book. If you guys
And a
don't
quite
have to
boring
roll,
looking one
it's
at
just
that.
a book.
So, I suppose, Cam, is it like? Can I ask how difficult it is for you to like return to the Fey Wild if like we leave for maybe getting some more information? Could you like go back in really quick or?
Well, I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna take me. That's always a bit of a like gamble. Yeah. But like I go home 2-3 times a year typically. So like it's fine. I'm gonna have to walk
Also,
all the way back to this place. Oh no. I don't wanna go
Fig,
back to the library.
I will say I think Fig might like. I think our time is up on our room, so Fig's gonna start to leave, and he's going to he might ask one of the owl attendants if there is a drop-off return box somewhere.
Like at the front desk.
You're gonna stick one of the most powerful magical artifacts the world has ever seen into a drop-off book return box.
It's only a magical powerful artifact if someone's actively looking for it. Where
Yeah, exactly.
it's the most hidden it could be in the library drop-off.
God, that's so funny, and that's so perfect. I love it.
Yeah, that's one boring book. It's in the library drop-off.
You mean like out the front desk?
Don't like some of the I mean, we call this plane like the Fey Wild plane. Is there a name for like I don't want to say not
The material plane.
I'm sorry, I don't know the correct
Material.
term for material plane. That one.
You're the nerd.
But it's like sometimes they have like boxes that are like, oh, maybe it's at like a university, and that there's like a lockbox that you can only put a book in, you can't take it out, and then the library can retrieve the books from the location so that they get returned on time. Yeah, but not at the front desk.
All books that are checked out from the library must be returned to the front desk to an attendant. Is this correct?
No, there is a drop-off box at the front desk. Should an attendant be away?
Okay. Yep.
Might I suggest the planes of the world. You could find them section, and then like beam directly into your head. Fig is a map of the
Ooh.
library with the section on metaphysical planes.
Mhm. Okay. Yep. My cool info.
You get a big blink of the saucer eyes, and then the attendant stands all the way back up. And you watch as it waves its hand, and the 4 mugs that I assume are still untouched
Mhm.
vanish from the room in like small bursts of this green flame.
The next time that the room goes flat, is Yuka potentially able to point that out to her traveling companions?
Yuka, the room goes flat.
She like looks to, or she stares at the part that is like most prominently flat and like forces Fig's attention in that direction.
To you, Yuka, that's
What do
probably
you see?
going to be one of the bookshelves, as it appears to be made out of like a paper standee.
Ooh.
Sort
Oh,
of
as in
fallen
paper
over
cutout
on the
type of
ground.
flat.
Yep.
I was
Fig,
like,
Cam,
the
it
fuck
looks
do you mean
normal.
it's flat?
It looks like a normal bookshelf standing up.
Was there something on the bookshelf you wanted me to
Yes.
look at?
Yes.
It's it's a bookshelf with books on it.
Yuka, seeing Fig, who is again rendered in 3 dimensions, interacting with this bookshelf that is 2-dimensional, this starts to give you a headache as your brain is desperately trying to like grab onto some sort of sense in how this could possibly work.
Man, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Man, that ain't right. Man, that's fucked.
Are you
Is
feeling okay?
I have the sense that eventually you will see what it is that I also see. And I pray that when you do, it will not shatter your mind whole.
Fig, could you make me a wisdom saving throw?
does Cam need to?
I feel like Cam is not paying attention. Is Cam paying attention?
Cam's paying as much attention to Yuka's talking as anything else, really.
That's about what I figured.
No,
Now you
that
don't need
was-
to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, Val, that's really funny.
Oh, thankfully, Fig has bonus in
Fig,
wisdom saving rolls.
is Yuka threatening you? Is Lady Yuka threatening you? You don't think so, but that was really weird and out of pocket.
I don't think I've offended her in the past like half hour.
You're trying to gaslight both of us and it's not working because we just suck. It's not gonna work, Valentine.
I don't know. I do not know what you were accusing me of, my dearest player.
Yeah, no, Cam's bored.
Lovely. Okay.
Cam heard Yuka
Cam.
say something weird and was like, "Yeah, no, I'm done."
Yeah, Cam
okay.
is bored. This
Time
is the
for-
fifth boredom.
That's done.
Yes.
Cam's
we
like,
gotta get out.
I'm checked out.
Okay, we gotta go. Lady Yuka, if you'd like to keep the book on you, that's obviously your decision. But we should head out.
She keeps the book on her.
Mhm.
You keep the book on you.
For
Tick-tock.
safety.
Tick-tock, Lady Yuka. Fig, as you
What?
begin walking through the library, your sensor is still billowing smoke out behind you.
Yep.
You are able to, between the 4 of you, orient yourselves and make your way back to the front desk of the library without much issue. By the time you get there, you have spent over an hour inside of the library itself. Though
Yep.
nothing really distracts strikes you on the way out, other than, once again, all of these carvings on the doors, especially whatever this 8-pointed, like, light source is.
Yeah, nobody has done a check on that symbol. No, if they know it or not. We're good.
No, it's fine. You get back to the front desk, you see that the
Fine.
You get back to the front desk, you see that the owl from earlier that had assigned you a library card is still sitting there. And they are drinking a cup of tea from a very delicate porcelain teacup. Did you find what you were looking for?
It was helpful.
I'm glad. I do see you have a book with you. You are aware of our policies, yes?
We have been informed of the parameters by which we may borrow the book.
Then you
And
know
rest
what-
assured, it shall be returned safely. The time limit.
Yes. It would not do to have books go missing. So there is a seal you should have been given. That seal,
Yes. Okay, we're good.
That seal will slowly degrade. Make sure to return here before it is degraded, so you may either refresh the seal or you may return the book.
We will do well to remember this and maintain the book and keep watchful eye over the seal, lest we suffer consequences.
Your patronage is welcome.
Your help is appreciated. Where are we going, guys?
I wanna, like, we can fill in for Throgan, but I'm wondering how much we had to drag a kicking Throgan away from the blue pellets.
For all intents and purposes, I'm going to say that Throgan has completed his prototyping, his blueprinting, so he will be able to go with you without losing any of his personal quest.
He's still gonna be grumpy about it.
Oh, most likely, because he has lost his friend now. Now,
Perhaps
as
his
you are
friend will be
leaving-
back if we come back.
As you are leaving, where would you like to go? And you watch as a doorway, arched doorway, again carved out of this dark wood, basically lights up with, again, this green flame that appears to be swirling in a vortex within the door.
Were we gonna go see the mistress? Did she have anything for us? What were we gonna go see her for?
It was just more information if we gain some. But I will say though, with the fact that her card, like if we still have that, that might be accessible from the material plane as well, because that was just full on, just an action to consider, and then maybe appear. Also, I think Throgan would have an in with her. I think it was delivered to Throgan, so we would probably wait on that.
Okay. Throgan is still, I imagine he's still very much buried in his work because he's like, whoa, progress.
Yes, correct.
Okay. In that case, what should we do? Where should we go? How should we proceed?
Material plane, please. Big is so worried that we spent far too much time here.
Material plane, it is.
And you see that with a wave of the owl's hand, the flame pulls back a little bit, and you see, shimmering as if staring into a dream, there are mountains outside of the portal. Tall, snow-capped mountains, where in the distance you can hear the caws and the screeches of a variety of different birds.
Going to Screekek for anything?
For fun, obviously.
Look, they can get you to whatever plane
Well-
they can get you to whatever plane you want. Past that, they've got one entry point.
Question. We're still contagious, right? Do we really want to
Yeah,
infect a
probably.
bunch of birds?
Possibly.
Bird flu too. No.
Birds have very high metabolism, so even if we infect them, they're probably not going to experience symptom? Question mark?
You do also see that the portal does not appear to be sending you out in the middle of a busy street.
We could also take the boring route. We know the
And what
entrance.
would that be?
We know the entrance
No.
of the Fey Wild.
Rose has reminded me that I forgot to roll my infection rolls. Thanks, Rose.
No, actually, no, you don't have to do that.
We could also no.
Everything's totally fine. Actually, you don't have to give my mom dementia a second time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean a second time? It never happened.
It's okay. You don't have to do this, I think.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got a lot. Oh, that's a roll. That's a roll and a half. Interesting. Okay.
How dare you?
Your mom's fine, for what that's worth.
But my dad.
Dad's also fine. Well,
Enough. Stop telling me information about my mom and dad.
I mean, I will say Fig just sees the porter and he's like, yeah, I need to leave the Fey Wild. I need to. He's leaving.
and Fig, you step through the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, freaking damn it. I go after Fig because like Fig knows things.
Cam steps through the portal.
Yuka will turn to Throgan and go, that's away.
Yuka and Throgan
And
step
go
through the
through.
portal. Now, there is the matter of debts. And as all four of you step into the portal, you step out not into the same scene that you had seen. Rather, Cam, you feel like you are in a queue.
God damn it, this is so boring.
However, Cam, you also feel like you are in the accelerated queue. You are able to step
That's
through.
slightly better.
You feel the little tug on your horn of that tiny red thread. And you're able to step through and out into the material plane just fine. There is a debt, but it is a debt equally owed. Throgan, I would do last. Yuka and Fig. You two step through and are immediately stepped into a black hole.
A black
Room.
Thank you.
There's a door behind you and a door in front of you. Behind what looks to be a small, middle-aged creature, wings of gossamer, sitting behind a desk with what looks to be glass between you and him. Name and debt, please.
I will give no information without first seeing credentials.
Yuka.
But
New ones,
He
yes,
said.
yes, of course. And he takes off what looks to be a badge on his shirt, flips it open, sort of presses it against the glass so that there's no reflection that you can see. And you see that he
She gets-
is... Go ahead.
She gets close enough to read it.
You can see that it says Bureau of Outstanding Debts, BOD, and it has like his name, his age, his race, the standard stuff to identify that it's him, and then a little photo that does in fact look like him.
No
I'm here to
debts
make
owed.
Sure that nobody skips out on any debts as they're leaving.
No debts owed. Verify it with your registry.
And you?
A sidebar with Yuka for a
Mhm.
moment. So there was that one librarian that I said the words to, but I think they said it back. So is that just like net equal or
Have them confirm it with the registry. This is information they should know. If they're the Bureau of Outstanding Debts, then this should be a record that they already have.
okay? Yeah. Cool.
It's like doing taxes.
This is like doing Texas, precisely.
She
So-
she turns back to the gentleman behind the glass and she says, "There's no need to be coy. You know who we are. Do we have debts or not? You are beholden as a Fey to tell truth."
I may be beholden to tell truth, but I don't have to tell all of it. Now, do I? I asked if you have any debts.
Are
That's
there-
the first question I must ask.
Are there outstanding debts for the both of us? I asked you a question as well.
I can answer the question as soon as I've heard the answer to my first. I'm afraid there are procedures
No
I have to follow, ma'am.
No outstanding debts, uncertain outstanding debts.
Thank you for the answer. Is that true, sir?
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I this is cabbing your brain. There was just a thank you.
One outstanding debt owed to Lady Yuka.
Are you gonna say anything, May, or are you just gonna stand there?
It's was that to both of us? Because then maybe one more, I think, to me. There might be one for me as well.
None to you is what you are saying.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm confirming because I, the DM, did not hear.
Oh, it's the. I think I've got. Yeah, May thinks that Fig has one to the librarian, and the librarian should have one to Fig, and then maybe this teller has one to Fig.
Understood. Wonderful. Wonderful. I am glad you have answered my questions. Let me confirm that with the registry. And then you see him like tip tap away on something below what you can see on the desk. Like the desk's front raises slightly so you can't quite see it. And then after a moment he goes, "Now, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I do not think either of you have told me a falsehood on purpose. However, I am seeing here that you both do have outstanding debts. So, I would like to know how you plan on paying those. We have, unfortunately, in the past, several thousand years, have a few people who have left the plane to escape debts, and as such, the BOD was founded. Would you like to pay your debts now, or would you like to pay your debts later? And if it is later, at which point in time? Please be aware that according to our fine print, if you choose to pay a debt later, the debt will be collected at the debt owner's desired severity."
You're giving them a white card.
To whom are the debts owed?
Do you have the proper paperwork for me to give you those answers? Would you like to
We
fill them
checked out a book from a library.
That's great purpose for your visit. I did not have that information. I do not need that information.
Yuka is like racking her head trying to remember what she said nothing. She said nothing of consequence to anyone. She's like, she knows that Fig did something and that Cam did something, but she's like, what the fuck did I do?
Fig's gonna look around for forms if there's like just a table of things to fill out.
If you would like to fill out the form, he a little slit, like a bank slit, opens up and he pushes through a stack of forms with a pen.
Yep.
There is a little like
I-
card table next to you that you could go to fill it out.
I will look at these, and then I go over to the form fill out, and I do take out. I'd like to roll if I have a pamphlet for this.
Please roll me a d6. Anything 2 or
Meanwhile,
above,
like,
you will have a pamphlet.
is
Sorry,
Cam
anything 3 or
aware
above,
that
you will have a pamphlet.
is Cam aware that they're probably stuck in the that office?
Yes. Cam, with how long it is taking
Oh,
them to show
no.
up, you're aware that they're likely in the BOD.
Is there a way for me to get there?
Well, lucky for you, you are in fact standing right next to a portal into the Fey Wild.
I know that much, but then I have to take the whole detour.
Then you do have to take the whole detour, yeah. Unless, Cam, you could say that you wish to pay a debt. Fig, with a 2, you unfortunately do not have a pamphlet about the BOD.
Yeah. And don't. I'll just start looking through the forms to being like, okay, is this one to figure out which one it is? And
Okay.
it's
I
like,
will say, Fig, as you were
I'm trying to
looking through the
find,
forms,
like,
they are fairly standard. They're asking for your full name, they're asking for your date of birth, your location of birth, home plane, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. The only thing that is, or that strikes you, Fig, as bizarre is it's stating, it's asking for like length of stay, any significant conversations you had while in the Fey Wild, and then lastly, what the expected severity of the debt is.
it's like, yeah, Fig's gonna just be like, to my knowledge, about an hour and some minutes, and then it's gonna be like, librarian, but it was a mutual debt, so I will return and most likely give knowledge and gain knowledge.
Yeah, you fill everything out. You're able to return to the guy at the desk. As you hand it over, you see that he sort of flitters up a little bit with his gossamer wings to pull the notes and the pen back through the slot. Wonderful. Oh, sorry. Could you actually initial on page 17? You see at the bottom there's like a tiny little like initial here that you just missed.
Did you say thank you again and I just missed it?
No.
Okay.
I read over page 17.
It just says at the
Yep.
bottom, please initial this page to ensure you've read.
Yep, I do.
Wonderful. I'll take that. Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna file that away, and you watch as everything sort of like is set through a slit in like the wall to his right. You see a little puff of sparks come up, and then another paper like ticker tape prints out at the bottom. All right, this is for you, and he like folds it in half so Yuka can't read it and slips it through the slit. Fig, it is in fact what you were expecting. It is a mutual debt to the librarian that you had spoken to at the front desk. It is labeled as a small to medium debt.
Like,
Yuka's gonna fill out the paperwork and slide it to the Fey teller.
Ma'am, pleasure doing business.
She's just
prints out.
She's just got the gut feeling that did I make a
You
deal?
were going to have to say that again. You were too quiet for the mic.
She's like, did I make a deal with Steve when I was too young to remember what that meant for
Can
me?
you speak louder, please? I am begging you.
She's like trying to remember if she made a deal with the unicorn or not as a child.
Oh, that's so funny.
She's like, for a brief second there, you see her like 1,000-yard stare, and she's like, no, 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 no.
You again get a little folded in half piece of ticker tape slid through the slit. Yuka, Yours actually has a name on the top of the paper. Fig, yours does as well. It's your full name, unsurprisingly. Fig, I should also mention that your sheet has a secondary debt on it, which is labeled as a foreign debt, and a debt of a full name to one Orville Kittyhawk.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There is no there is no like size on that one, as it is a foreign debt and therefore falls under the foreign debt size category, which is one size fits all.
Mm-hmm.
Yuka, you see that your ticker sheet has exactly one debt on it. Two if you squint.
Mm-hmm.
The first
Mm-hmm.
is a debt of thanks that was given to a librarian.
Damn, so even we appreciate it is still a thank you? That's fucked.
I think you said like something gratitude.
The second
That's fucked. Fine.
the second is written almost as if in invisible ink, like the type that is activated if you shine UV lights on it. And it just says like "Gotcha, kid," with a hoof print next to it. Debt void.
Turns around, goes through the door, and finds the librarian.
Are you? Oh, okay. So here's the funny thing. You try and open up the door behind you, and you notice that it is locked.
Just gonna thump her head against the door frustratedly.
Ma'am, can I assist you in any way, shape, or form?
At this time, I intend to repay the debt owed.
Understandable. You hear the lock goes click. Cam,
Did-
Yeah.
you have by this point entered into the repayment line, and you have ended up in a separate little black room, standing in front of
Separate? No!
standing in front of a woman with
No.
pink hair up in a bun. She, you notice that she has like very sturdy built shoulders, like a very thick frame. And you can see that she's just very, again, still very small like the other man, but very built and very broad. Welcome back. How can I assist you today?
Well, I would like to pay a debt.
Certainly.
It's a mutual debt of gratitude given.
Understandable. Yeah, I see it on file here. And can you just confirm your full name for me, please?
Chamomile Cross.
Wonderful. Yeah, okay. Would you like me to bring them here, or would you like to go to them?
If it's no issue to them, here would probably be faster.
Certainly, I'll put out that call. Wait just a minute for me, darling. And you see like a little like dragonfly zips up. She whispers something to it, and it zips away. After about 2 minutes of waiting, you see the door behind you. Cam opens.
The longest 2 minutes of my life.
I know. The door behind you opens, and in walks Archer. Archer is, again, this almost like nymph or dryad looking young man. His skin is the color of birch bark, with all of the little eyes blinking in various states of desynchronicity. Hair just fluffed up, gorgeous autumn leaves. Hi, I heard there was a debt to be repaid. Ah, Cam, nice to see you again.
Yes. We kind of invoked a mutual debt, and as I'm currently leaving the Fey Wild, I would prefer to do so without even a mutual debt hanging over me.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's no problem to me. Since it is a mutual debt, we can choose to dissolve it, or we can choose to pay it in, a similar severity.
Be okay dissolving it, if
Yeah.
that's fine with you.
Yeah, no issue with me. Sounds good. And he holds out his hand for a handshake. As you two grasp each other's hands, you watch as that red string that had been tied to your horn. You notice that there is another side to that red string, basically tied around his ear where a little branch is growing out. And those strings become very, very visible and wrap around your hands a couple of times. And as you shake, you notice that in the center a small snip occurs, and those strings begin to vanish from the center outwards. Wonderful. Cool.
To get back to your life.
Bye.
Bye.
And he turns around and walks back out the door.
Nobody was cute.
You dissolved the debt. I don't know what you want.
No, I know.
Well, is there anything else I can do for you today, Chamomile?
Just Cam's fine. Some of my friends are probably stuck in their own rooms. Is there any way for me to join them, as they are not from around here?
Ah, you're their guide. Yeah, let me check in on that. Give me a second.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
3756B. We can do that. Thanks.
Yeah, Fig's been like waiting in the middle of the room, like looking at the door that Yuka went toward, and like just
Chamomile,
looking at like the teller.
Cam, if you want to just
back.
walk through that door behind me, you'll get to your friends.
I will do so, and I will let you get on with your work.
Hope to see you again soon.
Bye. And I walk through the door.
Yep, you walk through the door. Yuka, the door in front of you opens and hits you.
Hi. I was not aware you were right behind the door.
I'm going to the library.
Why?
She uncrumples the ticket and just puts it in Cam's hand.
You do know you can make them come to you, right?
Wait, what?
I wish not to
That's
disturb their
also
work
possible,
any more than I
yes.
have to. I wish not to disturb their work any more than necessary.
Okay, sure, it's fine. Oh, Fig, you're also here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine doing that. Oh, as long as it's not like, Big doesn't know about Orville and his situation, but I do, and I'm like, I don't know if he's able to leave the library without like dying.
You do also notice that the debt to Orville is listed as a foreign debt and therefore falls outside of BOD. It only falls in BOD jurisdiction. If you read the fine print, you notice that it only falls within BOD jurisdiction if one or both parties are currently within the Fey Wild. However, collections does not go through BOD. Collection goes through the two parties involved in the debt.
Hate this!
Welcome to the Fey IRS. You can't have Las Vegas without the IRS.
Oh, God.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind if it's really normalized here, Cam, for people to come here for like mutual debts or otherwise. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you owe someone something, it's kind of rude to make them come to you to get their debt paid.
Yeah.
Like, the ones where someone owes you something or it's mutual. Like, if they're in the middle of something important, they'll just decline and the debt will be put on hold. But...
And then if it's put on hold, is there like the interest thing that he was saying that like if it was like something that if it was not done, then it would be like at the severity of the other person's choice.
Well, it's you skipping out on the debt or them declining payment. And if you decline payment, you don't get to decide the payment later on. It will just be whatever lowest level matches.
I see. you
paperwork and
still want
stuff.
to
I don't know. It's boring.
go back to the library, Yuka? Is that correct?
I am going.
I suppose since mine's there as well, I'll pop in for a very short amount of time. Very short.
Wonderful. We'll leave the room on hold for the both of you while you pay your debt. If you close that door and reopen it, it will take you back to the, location of your debtor. And Yuka, as you open the door, you see again a doorway right into the front room of the library.
She is tracking down the librarian ASAP.
Luckily for you, the librarian is still at the desk where it had been.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, back so soon.
So, you want me to go
She
first? Or?
she takes out the, first of all, she has retrieved the ticket from Cam and she shows it to the librarian.
The librarian cranes their head over the desk. Again, this long serpentine head. Just sort of reads the little note. Oh, yes. Pleasure to have you aboard. You are aware of what paying a debt entails, yes?
No.
Oh, well. As much as we may wish it, knowledge is not eternal. We ask that those who have offered a debt to the library repay it by becoming a librarian.
Such an extreme outcome of just saying thanks to a librarian. Poor Fig.
See if there's a time limit on it.
Unfortunately, I have obligations to other powers that will make this quite difficult.
Oh,
Perhaps we can negotiate something that will serve the library in equal measure.
you fall under the rights of ownership. I had no idea. One moment, and
Technically.
Yuka, you feel on your ear, it had felt almost like there was a little piercing that had been tugging you ever so slightly. You feel as it unravels and pulls away from your ear, and you see this tiny red string
That's all.
that begins to sink up and towards the tree line. That should find those who own you and transfer your debt to them. You owe us nothing more.
Yuka's more freaked out.
We both see Yuka's face at this, and we're just like, that's
Your dad's about to get a letter from the IRS going he has outstanding debts.
This is the equivalent of being like, hey, you said a swear word in class, so we need you to stay back for detention. I can't stay on detention. I'm going to the quiz bowl. Oh, take it to the coach then.
Yeah.
You
And
also
the coach
come
is my
someone
dad.
big.
And you, sir?
Yes, I believe there's a mutual debt between us.
Oh, the debt of thanks, yes. Would you like that dissolved, or would you like that paid in kind?
So
I prefer paid in
Is
kind.
good with
but
it. Dissolve if you.
it is possible. Though I will ask. Give me a second. I'm just going to try and turn up my mic. And hope this works a little bit better. It is possible, though I would ask for a fun fact if you want to share it.
Is this just as a courtesy?
It does not have to be new or anything like that. I simply enjoy hearing them. You see that her feathers fluff up a little bit.
no.
Yes. A fun fact. And this is the point where Fig knows so many, just like little bits of information, but his mind is like partly blanked out because of just like being put on the spot. Uh, so let's see.
Talk about your thesis. Nerd.
They might already have that knowledge. No, it's a fun fact. Um. Oh,
Self-owned.
there are
Mans admits that his thesis isn't fun.
hard work. It's not fun. It's fun in small bits. Yeah. Ooh, there are certain types of large felines that have extra toes and call them pterodactyls.
Oh, really? That is fascinating.
Polydactyls.
And the
Polydactyls. Sorry.
the owl like holds
Thank you.
their hand
Thank you,
over
Kay.
the desk towards you, Fig.
I like side eye over to Cam, just be like, "It's good."
Cam goes, yeah, whatever.
Fig, your hand is dwarfed
Sorry.
inside the talon of this creature.
I'm going
However,
up.
very similar to Cam, you see from around like the ear tufts, like the feathery tufts of this owl, a little red string descends down towards your clasped hands, and Fig, similar to Yuka, almost like woven inside one of your curls around one of your waves, this little red string comes out as well, wraps around the both of your hands, and then is snipped in the middle before it is dissolved from the middle towards each one of you. I have a fun fact as well. The DOB was actually founded after quite a severe misunderstanding with a local member of the Fey Wild. He ended up skipping out on many of his debts by escaping to the material plane, and as such left a lot of the economy in ruin, therefore causing the DOB's founding. Or the BOD's founding.
I exchange glances with Yuka at this point in time.
What?
That is an interesting fact.
And this is why I like exchanging them so much.
I will exchange a fun fact for you if you can exchange the name.
I don't see why not. Oh, did you want me to go first?
Please.
My apologies. I was so excited to hear your fun fact that I forgot my manners. Well.
And for saying please, I shall give you a second fun fact.
Oh, goody! A second fun fact!
Her day's made.
Okay. Oh goodness. Okay. Sorry, I'm so excited about two fun facts. Well, locally, the name that he operated under was Al. So many people knew that they had their debt outstanding to Al. However, and this is a rumor, so I cannot confirm nor deny the truth of this statement. It is mentioned that this person, whoever they were a little bit of a merchant, and I do believe their name was it was Tar, I believe, at least as far as I'm aware.
You son of a bitch, you did it again.
But please, what are your fun facts? I'm so excited.
There is a condition known as melanism, which is understood by scientists of the material plane to affect many beasts, but never humanoids.
Oh.
This is because of a certain piece of the hereditary means by which traits are inherited, lacking in humanoids, but being ever present in many beasts. For example, cats and muskrats.
Can I choose the second fun fact?
Yes.
What does this condition do?
Hmm?
What does the condition do? You said it is a condition, but what does it do?
Sorry,
Melanism
Sunny,
takes all of the
Sunny,
keratin.
Sunny, I really wish what you would do at this point in time is transform into an animalistic animal.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Melanism is a condition by which all of the keratin and several pieces of pigment of an animal, if not all of the pieces of pigment of an animal, do the opposite of albinism, by which it is devoid of pigment. It instead has currently as dark or black pigment as there is, hence the word melanized. And then she turns into a melanized lynx.
Oh, fascinating! Oh, that is incredible! And you get like this little clap from these long taloned hands. Oh, that is fascinating. Oh, I love fun fact sharing. Well,
She's on the desk. She does a little circle, and then she sits up and does a big yawn, and then she like blinks to consciousness and realization that like, I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked. Dad's gonna never let me live this down. I'm so fucked. Mom's gonna be so mad at me.
oh, that is absolutely fascinating. And you can turn into them too. Oh, that's gorgeous. Well, I hope
Absolutely nothing good has happened to me since I left the woods.
Well, I hope I didn't hold you both up too much. I'll just reactivate the portal for you three, yes. Wow. The portal again.
Bye.
Green fire through the green fire is brushed aside, and then you see Skrikek out in the back. These lovely snow-capped mountains.
Yuka sprints the fuck out of there.
Yuka, you sprint immediately back into that dark room, and you do not give the man behind the desk even the time to say, "You may exit through the door behind me." You are already running through that door.
She's out. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I will follow, but slowly waving goodbye to said librarian.
The librarian,
And
like,
if I go
looks
through-
back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We look forward to
For,
seeing you
like,
again.
Like that. I, Sunny K, really appreciate that librarian. Unfortunately, she got me in trouble with my dad.
You got you in trouble with your dad.
Semantics.
Fig, Cam, as you walk back into the black room of the BOD, the man behind the desk goes, "Ah, wonderful. You no longer have any outstanding debts. You are both free to leave through the door behind me. I hear your
wave
friend will also be out shortly."
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna just skip Throgin's bit for now because there's
Correct.
no feather. Great.
Also, Throgan has like 4 things on this list.
Oh yeah,
Throgan is the one escaping the debts.
drinks and breaking plates and fucking bullshit. Don't try and steal someone's swirly magicy things.
But you all are, so you step through these doors, or in Yuka's case, you sprint through this door, and you find that you are stood in the lower hills outside of an actual huge mountain range. Again, in front of you, you see these mountains with snow-capped peaks. As you step out, you notice that a little bit to your left, just where you couldn't see it through the doorway, is this like almost tower type structure jutting out from the mountains itself, way high into the sky, and you see these gorgeous banners in light blues and yellows and reds flying every which way. And along with that, you see small little specks jumping off the tower, swooping around, flying up and landing higher on it. Fig, Cam, you two know for sure that this is the city of Skrikak. You would be basically as close as most non-flight capable people get to Skrikak. There's likely going to be a base camp nearby that you could go to, get an inn, get travel, anything like that. Yuka, you have no idea where this is. The trees are different. The trees are so different.
She is still as a link going to sprint into a tree and up it.
Yuka, you have sprinted into and up a tree. There is barely any needles on this tree. You feel very visible.
Then she shall be visible.
She shall be visible. With that...
She's also a black cat in a snow mound.
yeah, the melanistic cat was not the choice here. Luckily, you are very warm. You are lynx, you are very warm. That being said, it is currently 8 p.m. I am thinking we are going to cut the session here today, especially because we did not have a break earlier. So, I am going to give most of you, and I'm watching you, Cam, I'm watching you, May, I'm watching you, Seneca. Those of you who wish to promote yourselves, you may do so now while I look for people to raid.
What?
You should promote yourself, Sonny.
I did say
Or
promote
I'm gonna
yourself.
do it for
Okay.
you. And I'm gonna get it wrong, so.
New music coming out eventually. We don't know when. But hey, sunnyk.bandcamp.com is the place where you can go to find it when it comes out, as well as things that are already available for sale there.
Yay. Yay. With that, I do also want to specify that Sunny K's music is all of the music you hear on my stream. You will also hear it at the end, in the end card.
Sonny.
Sunny, are you okay? Are you alive?
Despite having grown up in the United States, I have the ability to accept praise of an Englishman.
This is true. I also have not found anyone to raid, so with that.
What does that mean?
Send the people watching the stream to another stream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
I don't know what that means.
My
Thank
sister. I love you. Anyways. With that, I'm now going to promote myself. This is why I told you guys to watch it. Hello, I am Elise. I am your friendly neighborhood DM. You can check me out on YouTube where we have VODs of all of our past sessions, along with some YouTube exclusive videos. I promise I am trying to get my next YouTube exclusive video up there. I am spending 4 hours on the train every day, and that is a lot of time. With that, I do have one other project that I would like to quickly talk about, which is on Wednesday. I am hoping to run a game on a different channel here on Twitch called Scoon's Tavern. You might have seen him in the chat earlier. We will be playing Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. I will be DMing that, and you can see the other group that I like to stream with. They're fun people. Go and check them out if you haven't already. Additionally, if you want to know what I am up to on any of my streams or anything like that, you can check out my Ko-fi or my Patreon. Both are completely free to follow. You will get all of the updates if you just hit that follow button. If you do want to throw some money at me, you will get access to any PDFs that I have posted in the past, along with an occasional exclusive poll for, hey, what are you guys looking at? You know, what would you guys like to see from me? With that, I do also have my stream schedules up on Ko-fi and Patreon, which I do actually believe ends next week. Next week, on the 27th of October, we will not have a session. I think we are going to be back on November 3rd, but I need to check that with my lovely, lovely players before I set that in stone. So, all of that being said, that is everything from me. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope all of your games are good. I hope you have a great, great time, and I hope the dice roll in the favor of the narrative and the favor of your narrative. Anything else from you guys?
In life, we can't expect the dice to do all the work for us. Please make sure, if you are not already registered to do so, that you register to vote and that you vote in your local and national elections this season. It's a big one. Please make sure your voice is heard.
I mean, you should also probably vote.
In
your local
vote
elections.
in other
Everywhere.
places too.
Yeah, I don't need to register. I just get sent a paper. Like, you gotta go vote. Here's the place you can go. That's way easier.
And in certain democracies in the world, there are people who are dedicated to ensuring that people who are eligible to vote experience every roadblock they can, because they know that every vote matters. So make sure that you do your part, make sure that you're registered, make sure that your credentials are up to date if you're in a place where you don't need to register, so that you can vote and make your voice heard.
Sounds good. Well, then I believe that is all from us. I do want to give one last big shout out to the person who made our little character portraits. That is Rando's Art, who was in the chat today. Thank you so very, very much. I'm sorry we didn't get to see Throgan today. Hopefully next time. So, yeah, once again, have fun, good games, and we'll see you again once more with Feeling. Bye, guys.
Off Baratara, shining shores, fine sailing folk are we. The line between the sea and sky, our only boundary. On crashing waves and even tides, we'll navigate the sea. Steadfast our mission in our minds to keep these waters free.